Hi everyone, here we go with week 3. This has a lot of different ideas in it, and I wanted to just begin by mentioning 2 or 3 that have come up that I hadn't even thought about that you've mentioned in the class. One of them is free education. There are quite a few states now, well, quite a few. There are a couple, there's a few counties in North Carolina just recently, and a few actual states that have set up programs. I believe it's Kentucky, where the governor has set up a program where junior college is free if you have a B in high school, a C or better in high school. I think that's the number. But anyway, I've never thought about that before. It's a very significant issue, and it's just come up recently. Also, I work as a volunteer in a prison, so I'm very interested, and several of you brought up the idea of the use of the difficulty of getting education to prisoners. And so it's another very interesting topic. Another one is iTunes U. One of you has decided on that as a topic for the portfolio. I think it's really good. So a lot of these new ideas are coming up. Don't in any way limit those, because that's part of what we'll be doing in the course. Okay, this is the assignment, and each one of them is, notice, by the way, when you click on that iCasset site, where a lot of these articles are, and that database we have. Remember, we've got 2 databases up there. This is the one that is called Education, so you shouldn't, if you click on the clicker, you can get it. There's another one on just IT alone, and a couple of you have used that, but that's not the one we're using for this one. I hope you'll find this interesting. There's very large numbers of free courses at top universities. They're not for credit. Hardly any of them are for credit, but it's just a reminder of how some of these great professors at great universities are giving, a professor is giving her very best course, for example, online, and you can get everything out of it. And part of what I hope you'll be doing is getting a sense of how we might marshal or leverage some of those lectures to get a full result. And of course that fits in with the idea of using iTunes U for this, because it seems like a pretty good approach. Can you do registration? Well, it doesn't work very well. Can you do it with the Mac environment? Registration's not so easy with that. By the way, please keep reading those blogs, because particularly the Inside Higher Ed, that you got to read that every day. And thanks to Brenda Maya, who gave us a list of 5 more blogs. Very much appreciated. I think she wins that prize I offered, which I'll pass out when we have our midterm face-to-face meeting. Here's one. This is an example of the kind of articles that are available, vast numbers of them, in the journals on the topics that we're studying. This happens to be distance learning and in remote areas of Scotland. And the researchers, I'm just going to read the last 2 sentences. Networks with peers were less common, a matter of concern if peer networks are integral to fostering improved retention and progression. In this particular context, distance learning may be playing an important and distinctive role for remote students by providing opportunities for connections with like-minded people. So an entirely different advantage that we don't normally think about in this context. So that's just one of many academic articles, and as you know, there are plenty of journals that are. Now, some may wonder why I've picked the National Broadband Plan, which is the absolute blueprint for the United States for this decade in how to implement our various broadband opportunities. And the Chapter 1 is an introduction to the subject. I'm sorry for taking you through all these clicks, but I just want to give you an idea of what Chapter 1 looks like. And the basic theme of the entire plan is, in every era, America must confront the challenge of connecting our nation anew. So this is a really interesting broadband plan. Naturally, it has an entire section on education, so you'll be looking at that, but this is mostly just an advertisement for NBP, so that you'll know it's out there. In my other classes, we've spent a lot more time on it, using it not as a textbook, but Cowan and Tarbuck MOOC, George Mason MOOC. I'm so fascinated that we have one here at George Mason. I called a low-cost, high-yield MOOC because it has those characteristics, but in terms of its ability to be useful absolutely no doubt in the world that this is a very, very helpful book. Those are the two professors, Alex Tabarrok and a noted economist, Tyler Cowen. So I hope you'll get into that and learn.
I love economics. I began studying economics when I was 13, and I haven't stopped yet. Economics really has changed my life and the whole way I see the world. What's so powerful about the discipline is just how much it shapes
time dedicated to that, but of course you can click on it and enjoy it yourself. But I use it to learn about economics. Obviously, that's an advantage of it, and it has so many parallels with the next one that's coming up, the Salman Khan Let's Use Video to Reinvent Education, and there's another one about the Khan Academy at the end, plus a video on how free online courses are changing traditional education. So when you get through with this one, I hope that you have a even broader appreciation of some of the wealth of opportunities of I don't want to say free courses, but a bunch of them are free, in the sense that if you could somehow pull them all together in an educational context. Remember Bill Gates's basic theme, he said it again and again, is that you should be able to get a college education for a couple of $1,000s. And as you know, one of our lessons in this series is the $10,000 college degree, which is popping up in a lot of different places, including the Big Ten, Texas and Big Ten and some other places. So there are a lot of very interesting ideas here, and I hope that you're beginning to think about how you can integrate them and also maybe develop some of your own thoughts and also maybe educational opportunities that might leverage what you're learning so far on these in this course. So thanks again. Hope everything goes well this week, and look forward to your excellent posts and also your insights. Stay in touch.